It's an absolutely beautiful day here at the Pinnacle Athletic Complex, where we are in our second game of this doubleheader. Earlier today, the Salt Lake Shred took on the Colorado Apex. Shred ultimately coming out with that W, and now we're getting ready to watch our Alpenglow take on the Utah Wild. It's an absolutely stunning day, and I don't know about you, but I'm excited for some frisbee.
Oh, I am thrilled. It's so great to be here. We're going to have an awesome time.
Awesome. Hi, everybody. I'm Emily Brixey, or Brix.
And I'm Emily Harrell, or E.
And this is a really exciting game for the Alpenglow. They're getting ready. They want to get that W for the fans. But we know that the Utah Wild also really want to get that dub, right?
That's right. Last home game for the Alpenglow here today, but they have a chance to really secure their spot at championship weekend and have no doubts that they'll be going. But Utah Wild is here hunting for their first win of the season. So without a doubt, they are going to be here with something to prove.
Absolutely. And let's kind of talk about this matchup a little bit. I know that you had some players you were watching for the Utah Wild to kind of help them get that win here. Who are you looking at on their side of things?
For sure, I think we'll see a lot out of Castique Williams today. She is just the quintessential swing player. I think we're going to see her get some Ds as well as be a hugely effective scorer for this team.
Absolutely excited to have her out here today. And what about on the Alpenglow side? Who are you watching over there?
Yeah, I'll be watching out for Nicole Havel, who is in her inaugural WUL season. She's just such a clinical defensive player who can so effectively guard both handlers and cutters. So I have no doubt we will see her defensive impact today.
Yeah, I'm excited for sure. And shout out to Coach Nicole, who just came from Colorado High School States as well, and now is ready to take on the field. You know, we've got our fans out there getting ready for the game. Players are starting to circle up, so we're going to take just a few minutes here, and we'll be back as this game gets started.
It is championship weekend in the Western Ultimate League.
Covered and grabbed! It's Yen! Oh, what a grab!
Mario?
Oh my God!
Grab from Chung, and
As Chip Chang launches to Stetmeyer for a goal.
and a blazing
Into the end
Sevier.
zone, and it's a layout grab.
Up for Milner.
Wow! Oh my goodness, Leah. That was a dime ball.
And we are back. Teams are lining up and getting ready to go. Just a couple minutes until game time. E, how do we think the teams are feeling right now?
I think that they are hyped. There's a lot of energy in here. What the cool thing about the doubleheader is we have Utah fans in the stands, and we've got Colorado fans in the stands, and we've got some great live music.
Awesome. And E, let's talk about the keys to the game real quick from each team. Starting with Utah Wild, what are they going to need to do in order to secure a W today?
Well, for Wild to be successful today, I think they're really going to need the momentum of quick disc movement when matchups are so athletic and tight, as well as using the width of the field to really create that kind of unstoppable momentum that takes you into the end zone. In addition, I think switching and rolling on this strong Colorado Alpenglow handler set. And then finally, like, just be scrappy. When all else fails, wanting it the most can get you pretty far.
Love to hear it. And of course, we have our home team, the Colorado Alpenglow. What do you think they're going to be focusing on today?
Well, I'd like to see them make a lot of space for each other downfield. It's going to be essential for those offstage players to give space to the very athletic, isolated players in this offense. And then just take fast break opportunities whenever Utah Wild is on their heels. That can be a really, really efficient way to build up that score quickly. And finally, use their roster depth. We got a lot of faces on the field today. Some of them we haven't seen in a while. So
Absolutely. Looks like they have handed the disc to O'Connor, who's going to be pulling for the Alpenglow to start off this game. And we're going to get a chance to see the Utah Wild's offense to kick it off today. Great pull there from O'Connor. Terpstra picks up quickly, finds McClurkin downfield.
that was a good isolation play there.
Terpstra looking downfield. Swings it out, looking for McClurkin, who reels it in. Great grab there. And a D there from Lavoie.
Yeah, great run through D. That disc was just a little bit behind the person she was guarding, and she takes great advantage.
Alpenglow now with a chance to break. Banis with the disc. Finds Sevier. Sevier putting it out into space, looking for Alex Guy. And that is a score and a break for the Colorado Alpenglow.
Coming out hot, the Colorado Alpenglow. What I say, fast break movement. They just grinded it out, and what a beautiful put to the speedy, speedy Alex Guy.
And we could hear the crowd all the way up here in the booth. Got a nice big crowd today, and I'm sure they love to see that start of the game for their home team. Here's a look at that put from Sevier.
Beautiful leading pass to the deep space and the left shoulder, and an easy, easy secured goal by Alex Guy. I think maybe Utah Wild might have a little bit of the jitters coming in with so many fans in the stands, and really just the first point is always that way, right? It's kind of nice to start on defense just mentally.
Switching out some personnel here for the Alpenglow on defense, but O'Connor is going to stay and take this pull again.
I mean, when you have a good pull, you got to pull again. Even better pull this time, I'd say.
Great distance on that Bell picking up fielding to McClurkin. Out, Nicole Havel almost getting a piece on that, but a great reel in there from the Utah Wild to maintain possession. McClurkin looking downfield, finds teammate Finnegan, but the continuation pass there picked off by Stockdale.
And Alpenglow, once again, picking up the ball pretty quickly and moving it off. We're seeing a little bit of a vert stack here. And a leading upline pass just gets scooped up by Bell. Good heads up.
Bell now with the disc on the sideline.
Not a lot happening downfield. Definitely some good coverage.
Great movement here from Bell and Hawkmuth. Hawkmuth putting it out into space. Looking for Davis, but it sails out of bounds.
Yeah, unfortunately, that one just tailed pretty hard left, although Carolyn Black's playing quite tight defense there. And Black will be picking it up on O.
On the sideline. Wow, an amazing bid from Jones to get the disc back for the Utah Wild. Bell picking up. Finds McClurkin in the reset space. Looking for Bell. A little bit low there.
I actually think
Han
that
got
Han
a
got a
hand.
piece of that, yeah.
O'Connor picking up for the Glow. A break, but it sails over the top of Stockdale there.
Yeah, that high side is upwind, headed in this direction, so.
Looks like Bell is going to be picking up. Finds Hawkmuth.
Nice inside.
Hawkmuth again ripping it into space, looking for Tucci, but picked off from none other than Sarah Ito.
Looked like Ito baited that one a little bit.
Havel now with the disc. Finds Stockdale downfield. Stockdale looking to center. Out into space for O'Connor, who reels that in. Ito now with the ball. Resets to O'Connor. Through a little bit of contact there.
Yeah, that's some good tight handler defense.
Andre putting it out, looking for Ito, but oh my goodness, another beautiful bid from Jones.
Oh, that was a nice turn the page cut, and I think if that had a little bit more juice on it, it might have worked, but wow, Jones is hunting today.
Out there, defensive player of the game so far, and we're only 1 point in.
Seriously. 2 layout Ds in 1 point. I mean, it's been a long point, but still.
McClurkin picking up and finding Terpstra. Out to space, Davis now with the disc.
A little bit trapped on the sideline here.
Bell still on the sideline. Looking to get it off, able to a little bit. Davis now. Swings it out, resets to McClurkin. Looking at the other side. Completed to Tucci. And looking inside for Bell there, but Stockdale with a D.
Those long arms.
Another break chance here for the Alpenglow. Looks like Banis is going to be picking up the disc this time. Quickly finds O'Connor in the center of the field. Back to Banis.
This vert stack is looking a little bit clunky from Alpenglow, but the handler movement is really making it work.
Working through it. Banis putting it out into space, looking for O'Connor. Wow, what a shot. And unfortunately, off the hands of O'Connor there.
I love that look, the cut from the handler set into the deep space, and Banis saw it, had a nice angle on it, but just, you know, you're tired from a long point. Looks like the coaches have finally called that timeout to get these players some rest.
Yep, so while these teams huddle up a little bit, we want to go ahead and shout out one of our partners, Delta S Performance. Delta S Performance is the official medical team for the Colorado Alpenglow. The team at Delta S Performance specializes in sports and athletic injuries to help ultimate players play at their best and recover faster. Thanks, Delta S. And wow, I can't believe we're only 1 point into this game, E.
I want to say 1.5, but I don't know how long this point's going to hit. That first point was so quick, and this one has been very, very long.
And part of that is because we've had these amazing defensive plays already. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these absolutely gorgeous blocks from both teams so far. Stockdale starts us out here. And wow, one of those amazing bids from Jones.
Nothing you can do about that, really.
And there's the other one.
It just takes 2, and then she needs an injury sub. Oh my goodness.
Players back out here getting ready on the field, getting set. Looks like Utah Wild is all set. Alpenglow getting into position. Looks like we've had some personnel change-ups on the Glow side.
Yes, I love that rule in the WUL. You can, on a timeout, change out some of the players on both sides.
Great grab there from McClurkin. Downfield finds Davis. Trapped on the sideline to Bell now. Bell to Finnegan. Finnegan putting it out into space. Wow, looking for Melner, but a great D from Sevier there.
Yeah, this no under defense from Colorado Alpenglow has been very effective.
Vlack picking up the disc. Finds Jameson. Wow, and a great D there from Davis, just hanging out in that space, waiting for it. Terpstra picking up.
Yeah, that was a very nice poach block there.
Hawkmuth looking inside to Bell, who reels that in.
Yeah, great ups. Love it. And a little push pass.
Hawkmuth looking for Bell again, and that is a score for the Utah Wild.
Hawkmuth having a little fun out there. That was a fun high release lefty backhand.
And wow, that was a long point, but we are all tied up now with ones.
That's
Love
right.
that shout out. Belle says, "Hi, Mom," after
Aw,
scoring.
Happy Mother's Day, everyone. Yeah, I think that first point was less than a minute, and this last point was over 5 minutes. And that's just the way Frisbee goes, you know?
Absolutely, and we're going to finally get a look at this Alpenglow O-line here. Excited to see
right.
them make their debut this game.
And we get to see our first Liz Bunderson pull of the game.
Bunderson, very much known for their pulls. Excited to see it.
Yeah, great
See how
puller.
it flies at altitude.
So fun to pull at altitude.
Absolutely amazing pull there
Really
from
great pull.
Bunderson. Heck now with the disc. Finds Dixon.
Love watching Dixon in the handler set this season.
Alpenglow looking to get something downfield. Bumping it out now. Looks like Abby Thorpe has the disc. Swings out wide to Nelson. Nelson putting one, looking for McCarthy. Oh my goodness!
Toes it in, incredible.
McCarthy with the grab and the very chill assist then
Very
to
chill.
Rose.
Yeah, wow, very chill inside. And I think Bransford definitely was like, oh, McCarthy's gonna get this. I should be ready for the next. A lot of trust in the teammate. And wow, did McCarthy pull it off. Incredible grab.
Nice, clean hold there from the Colorado Alpenglow offense.
That's right. Not without its own challenges. They were struggling to work it up to the cutters for a little bit there. Really great, tight downfield defense from this Utah Wild squad. They were like, it's our turn. We've been waiting in the wings. The O-line's been on for 2 points. We want to prove ourselves.
Yes, they had some amazing D there. Alpenglow going to be pulling this disc. Looks like Banis with the pull here.
Also an excellent pull.
Yeah, I was going to say, a great day for pulls. Leclerkin fielding it, finding Bell quickly to Terpstra. Terpstra just putting it out. Looking for Tucci. Oh, and unable to run that down. But wow, what a look and what a run there from the Utah Wild.
I like that idea from the Utah Wild. It looks like they had a set play there, and that disc had enough underneath, or enough in it to get it to the end zone and lead Tucci, but yeah, just a little bit too much. I think they'll calibrate here soon.
Bannis picking up break chance for the Alpenglow.
Nice patience there.
Havel now with the disc. Centers to Vlack. Great throw and go there from Havel. Continuing it out, finds Stockdale. Out to Andre. Andre on the sideline. Swings to center it. Havel reels it in and whistle.
Looks like a stall was called. Oh, timeout was called.
Timeout called.
Coaches got a little antsy that stall getting up, and they called that timeout to save possession. Certainly, the coaches have become so good at calling these timeouts strategically. So.
And while they are huddling up, you know my favorite thing to do.
Take a break.
Talk about one of our great partners, Liberty Puzzles. Liberty Puzzles is a local Boulder-based company specializing in heirloom quality wooden jigsaw puzzles. Please check out Liberty Puzzles online. Or as we always say, if you're local, visit in stores.
Or if you're visiting, visit in stores. Looks like we've got a little bit of a personnel change out here just based on who is in the huddle. Makes sense. We want to switch out to an O-line, although that D-line was working it up quite well. They got it quite far. But if you're a coach, you really want to secure that point. So
the fans are out. Like we said, it's a great day for some doubleheader frisbee. We love the sunshine, and we love our fans here in Colorado. And looks like none other than QB Ari Nelson is going to be picking this up for the Alpenglow.
That's right. We need to get Ari a QB type nickname. We'll see what they're into.
Ari putting it out, looking for McCarthy with Bunderson on her back, reels it in. Oh my goodness, McCarthy. Amazing couple of plays.
Honestly, great positioning from Bunderson. Really challenging that throw, but McCarthy is not one to be challenged in the air. I think we'll see more of that today. What do you think?
Absolutely, and here's a look at that. Again, great positioning from Bunderson, huge pressure, and McCarthy reeling that in for the goal. Taking the Colorado Alpenglow up to 3, Utah Wild with 1. We've got about 4 minutes left in this first quarter. It's been fun so far.
It's been so fun. I'm enjoying seeing all this athletic play. I can't wait to see some more Ds.
Yeah, seriously.
Give the fans what they want.
Jones is inspiring me. I'm like, maybe someday I'll get a beautiful layout D like Jones.
You can do it.
You got to dream. You got to dream. That's the first step. A pull here from O'Connor.
A little bit upwindy. That's why those are blading left, both the hucks and the pulls.
Bell picks up, finding Terpstra.
Some small ball movement through
Jones
this kind of zony look.
Putting it out, and just off the hands there of Tucci.
Oh, yeah, so unfortunate. It was right there. I think she might have been looking at her feet. She was right there on the goal line.
O'Connor picks up, finds Lavoie. Lavoie, great inside look. They're off the hands of Bannis, though. An opportunity here for the Wild.
Got to wipe that disc off.
To Terpstra. Looks like a call on the field, a pick call. Thanks, observers, for using hand signals.
Yep, down there in the stacks, a little trafficky. Good handler movement, though.
Yeah, Terpstra and Bell really going to work here. And, oh, beautiful feet from Bell to get that goal for the Utah Wild.
Yeah, I wasn't sure that was tailing the wrong way, and absolutely great little twinkle toes. Fantastic work and great awareness.
And you know, it is a tight game. Both teams really coming out here wanting to prove something. You know, we've got both of the men's teams out here watching, supporting this great ball game today. And wow, that handler movement.
It's really effective.
What a grab there from Bell. Just the field awareness is incredible.
I'm interested to see if Glow changes up this defensive look. That handler sag and the downfield bracket have been very effective against other teams, but so far it has not been effective. It seemed like Utah Wild just chopped that right up in seconds. So I'd like to see some adjustments there. Oh, and another beautiful pull.
An excellent pull here from Bunderson. Nelson is going to field, finds Hecht. Hecht to Dixon.
Totally open, Dixon.
Thorpe now with the disc. Downfield, finds Slev despite a bidding Bunderson. McCarthy now with the disc, has an open Abby Thorpe, who puts it out to Bransford for a goal for the Alpenglow.
A nice little turn the page cut from Bransford when she sees that Thorpe had that open side backhand and secured the goal.
Absolutely. And yeah, love seeing Bransford really just having a breakout season so far.
Has been playing so amazingly.
Love this drone shot. Excellent field awareness from the Alpenglow. And man, that layout attempt from Bunderson.
I think we'll get a couple more of those today. I'd put some money on it. That's right. And I really like to see the Alpenglow recognize when they're poached off of, and they've got some open space to work in. Go get the disc. Gotta use your legs.
Gotta use your legs. No one other than O'Connor here with the pull. Wow, I think that is just gonna be an absolutely amazing pull.
Yeah, great spot there on the sideline. Very close. Haley Bannis gets to that D.
The Utah Wild handlers working it down. Jones now with the disc downfield, puts it out to space, looking for Terpstra, but just outside of Terpstra's bidding reach. Gonna give the Alpenglow an opportunity to get a break. Havel with the disc in the center of the field. Finds Bannis.
Havel playing handler. Not on my bingo
Havel.
card for the day.
Stockdale now with the disc on the sideline. Throws the around, looking to reset over Bannis, but just a little bit outside of the reach of Bannis. Utah Wild here with a shot. Bell picking up the disc. Finds Jones. Back to Bell.
It's a good roll from the Glow to try to block some of this handler movement.
Inside throw by Jones. Unfortunately, a little bit high there, and going to give the Alpenglow this disc back for a break chance.
Great heads-up play from Ito.
Bannis putting it out, looking for Andre. Great touch, and again, great toes.
Great toes, great awareness. We got a match, 1 for 1. You can do it, we can do it too. That was a great fast break offense. Love to see that. And again, great heads-up play by Ito, who picks that one up and adds another D to her stats for the day.
Some celebration here from the Glow, who are now up 5 to the Utah Wild 2. We have just a little bit over a minute left in this first quarter.
Wild's chance to get within 2. We've got Williams on deck. Gonna see her do something.
Excited for sure.
And definitely some of these players playing swing. I see Bunderson out there for a swing O-line here to close out the quarter.
Big point here for the Utah Wild, right? If they're able to secure this, keep them within 2, that's going to feel really good coming into the second quarter. O'Connor here with the pull for the Alpenglow.
And honestly, if they do, get this point quickly, ooh, scary, then they have a chance to break again and get even closer.
Bunderson now with the disc. Puts it out to Williams. Williams to number 7, Francis.
A little bit of chaos in trying to find who you're going to defend there.
Wow, great battle there from Wachtel to get that disc upline and get that disc reset. Bunderson now with the disc just on the doorstep. Love that hammer look, and that is going to work. An excellent grab there and cut from Abby Davis, and a really fun throw from Bunderson.
You know what? If they're not expecting it, it's probably going to be effective. So, yeah, fantastic look. And honestly, like, we're out here to have some fun, too, not just be athletic, look athletic, right? So, and this, these little bit of handler movement slash cuts are very effective. I think that they should keep up with that, set up those reset cuts pretty close. I feel like, especially in kind of this weird light wind situation, it's a lot more secure,
Absolutely.
safe.
Bunderson staying on the field and going to pull this for the Utah Wild. Just about 45 seconds left, 44 to be exact. On the clock, they'll play through, once time runs out, they will play through this final possession. Nelson fielding, looking for Hecht, who runs that down. Bit of a
leading pass, yeah.
A leading
coming in
pass.
hot. Coming
I
in
like
hot.
that, coming in hot. Dixon now with the disc on the sideline for the Glow. Dixon finds Thorpe. Yeah, Thorpe's like, maybe I'll throw a hammer to that space too. I love
think
it,
she
Thorpe.
really thought about it. That was not just a fake.
Slev now with the disc to McCarthy. Just on the doorstep, inside to Bransford. Bransford out to Slev. McCarthy with the disc. We've hit time, so we'll play through this final possession. Nelson with the disc for the Glow. Finds Dixon. That's a goal for the Alpenglow.
Beautiful around backhand break there from Nelson. And Dixon knows, I know they have this throw.
QB Ari Nelson has all the throws. Man, I would have liked to see that hammer from Ari, from
Abby.
From Abby. I think that would have been fun. Little hammer for hammer.
Maybe next quarter.
Maybe next quarter.
So stay tuned.
We will be back in just a few minutes to get this game going again.
It's a goal!
And we are back. One of our favorite moms, Bristol Lavoie's mom, out here with the Colorado flag, enjoying herself. Love to see it.
One of our best fans, truly. Big shout out to Bristol's mom.
And shout out to all the moms out there on this
That's
Mother's
right.
Day weekend.
Happy Mother's Day weekend, all.
Whew, we are getting ready for the second quarter in this game. 12 more minutes of fun.
Yeah, that first quarter like kind of flew by, but also
Except that one point.
It's like, yeah, except for that one point. If you're just now joining us, great first quarter, but 1 point was very long. But great defensive plays.
Great defensive plays. Colorado is currently up with 6. Utah Wild have 3. And wow, what a really exciting first quarter. I'm sure both teams are going to continue to come out high energy, high focus, and we're going to have a really good ball game today.
That's right. And as we mentioned, the Colorado Apex played the Salt Lake Shred just before this. This is a doubleheader. So we've got a bunch of the Apex and Shred in the stands today, along with all of our other fans. So definitely a lot of energy here today. And it's a beautiful spring day. It snowed like 3 days ago, and it's just been 70 since. So we are riding high
We used our weather machine for this game to make sure it was enjoyable for all. And we are off in the second quarter. Bunderson with the pull. Wow, we've seen a lot of good pulls today. That one might be the best one. McCarthy fields it, finds Nelson, who swings it out, looking for Thorpe. Thorpe now with the disc on the sideline. A beautiful inside to Nelson, who runs that down.
Perfectly placed, truly.
Nelson out, looking for Bransford. Wow, what a great grab there from Bransford.
Wow, and I think Bunderson might have accidentally gotten a hand on that. It was just coming in right past their ear, basically, and I think they were shouting for a up call. Can I get an up call, crowd? Sometimes that's all you need. But great job after that disc got hit. It was definitely very wobbly, so great grab by Bransford there.
Great awareness. Bunderson wishing for a little bit more, as you said, communication, sideline talk.
That's what the fans are here for. So the rest of the team who is tired, they have a small roster here in professional. They don't need to be up and down the sidelines. We need these fans shouting out.
Banna is going to be pulling for the Alpenglow. McClurkin fielding, finding Terpstra. Back to McClurkin.
So far, this defensive look is looking very effective, stifling some downfield.
But we find Hawkmouth downfield, who looks to Tucci. Tucci now with the disc, finds Davis, who picks up that really low ball there.
Yeah, very easily, I might add.
Hawkmouth putting it out into space, looking for Tucci. And Tucci just over Nicole Havel. That's a fantastic grab from the Wild.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was that Nicole's player or Bannis. One of them peeled off to help. They did a good job of sandwiching, but just an odd position backpedaling into it, and you want to be safe too. So great grab by Tucci in traffic. These kind of deeper looks headed this direction are coming in very low.
Yeah, looks like Nicole peeling off to help there, making such a great play on that disc. But wow, great grab from Tucci.
It's hard to do that under pressure. Read the disc and come down with it. Well done.
Bunderson with the pull for the Utah Wild. Colorado still up 7 with the Utah Wild holding 4, but I think we know this Utah Wild line is going to come out hot and looking to get a break.
That's right. Was that the first clean hold for Utah? So maybe a little momentum under the belt here.
Bunderson with a huge pull. Hecht Fields finding Nelson, out to McCarthy. McCarthy looking downfield, ends up resetting with Nelson, finds Bransford. And McCarthy getting up and reeling that disc in.
Just
Centering.
makes you want to play with McCarthy, right?
Absolutely.
Like, I just want to throw to her. That looks so fun.
Heck now with the disc, finds Bransford on the doorstep, who has McCarthy cutting.
Oh, and the wind just takes that one to the left. Oh my gosh. If it was just a little high, I have no doubt McCarthy would have reeled that in, but unfortunately, the wind comes in and gets a D for the Utah Wild.
And the Wild here with a break chance.
On their own goal line, so certainly the full field to work up.
Wachtel putting it out. Unfortunately, a bidding Bunderson can't get there. Dixon picks up just on the doorstep, looks inside. I think thought, oh, a foul called.
Foul called,
that
yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, that was definitely behind McCarthy there. Not what Dixon meant to throw. And it looked like that was just an unfortunate turnover from cutting angle and throwing angle not matching. Oh, I think Dixon takes that one away from Thorpe, but at least it wasn't a goal, I guess.
And Dixon on that doorstep again finds McCarthy for a goal for the for the Colorado Alpenglow.
Yes, yep.
And that is a hold.
I guess she did steal the assist there, so.
So whose team is she really on?
Team stats. That's okay. Thorpe has plenty of stats. Definitely leading the league in something or another, always. So
McCarthy really out here doing work for the Alpenglow today.
that's right. You know, what a huge target. Maybe she should try out for Apex. Show them a thing or two.
Love it. Fans out here just out enjoying this beautiful day, this great ultimate frisbee. Gonna get another look here at the Utah Wild O-line. O'Connor is gonna be pulling for the Alpenglow.
Hopefully we get to see some more of that small ball handler movement. You know I love it. It's my fave.
McCorkin fields to Bell. Bell out to Jones. Jones putting it out, looking for Davis. Alex Guy picks off that D and gets that ball for the Glow.
Great awareness from that side of the stack to come off and poach that.
Sevier with the disc on the sideline. Finds wide open Black. Inside to Guy.
Can't tell if there's a little bit of confusion or if they're really just trying to stifle downfield and leave the resets open.
Sevier on the sideline. Great fake to find Black. Lots of patience here from the Alpenglow handlers.
Great job getting it to the high side as well. Seeing a little bit of rolling from the Utah Wild defense as well, switching in that handler set.
O'Connor really trying to direct traffic.
Certainly.
Banis putting it out, looking for Andre. Wow! And Andre's nickname here in Colorado is Squid, and that grab with that hand kind of came out of nowhere. So I see where she got that.
That makes more sense. I do not know the origin of the nickname, but it definitely has legs or tentacles.
It has tentacles.
Let's see that again. Lovely put.
Woo!
And just a couple of yards from the back of the end zone, so perfect awareness of the field. Great distance, great leading throw, and beautiful read and grab by Andre.
The Colorado Alpenglow starting to create a pretty definitive distance here from the Wild. They're up 9. Utah Wild have 4. But I don't feel like the score particularly reflects the level of play from both teams right now. These are tight points right now.
Yeah, I think that's a good observation. I certainly wouldn't want to match up against this Utah Wild team at the moment. They are grinding and gritting it out, especially on defense. They're working so hard.
O'Connor with the pull for the Alpenglow. Looks like Terpstra is going to field.
Seen a vertical stack from the Wild here with a cut off the front.
Terpstra looking downfield.
Great handler D and great mark.
Finds Williams.
Asking for
line to
something.
Bunderson, and Lavoie gets a hand on that.
Williams definitely wanted to keep it on that side of the field, but not the best angle to catch that.
O'Connor ripping it deep, looking for Sarah Ito, who runs that down, and that is a goal for the Alpenglow.
What a perfect put. Incredible. They look like they've been playing together for years, and again, using just that full length of the field to lead. And some of these away looks were not quite the shape, I don't think, that the throwers were looking for, but that's really been cleaned up on both sides of the disc, and I think we are seeing really beautiful away throws now.
Absolutely great plays. Oh, the band is out. We can hear you up in the booth. Sounds great, guys.
Can they hear it on the live stream? Can they hear the band? They can. Awesome. Glad you all can get a taste of the Colorado.
Absolutely. Gonna get another look here at the Alpenglow D-line. O'Connor pulling this disc.
What? No way.
Shocking. Another beautiful pull from O'Connor. Oh, it just lands in. I was like, did I speak too soon?
You almost jinxed her.
Terpstra putting a fun high release break to Bell. Continues to Davis.
Bell is really the center of this handler set. I'm so impressed with her play.
Terpstra putting it out, looking for Melner. Just outside the reach of Melner there. Gonna give the Alpenglow another break chance.
I think that might have been a little too same third for that to have worked, especially with such a strong and fast defender like Jameson there on the back of Melner. So maybe next time.
The Alpenglow have to work it all the way down the field, though. O'Connor now with the disc.
Very active vertical stack.
Sevier inside to Banis, who hits O'Connor.
So casual.
O'Connor rips it, looking for Sevier. Gonna fly out of bounds and give Utah Wild that disc back.
Yeah, not quite the right release point on that one, but I understand you get so excited seeing Blaze go deep.
Yeah, it's hard not to put that, you know?
Such an athletic cutter.
And now the Wild will have to work it down most of the field. Looks like Terpstra is going to be picking up.
That's right. Just 70-yard sprints out here.
Oh, I was like, I thought it went out a little bit later. Terpstra walking it back.
Yeah, the observer will put a bag down, but I don't think the observer wanted to go down that way. Oh, wow.
Another beautiful high release breakthrow from Terpstra. Terpstra putting it out.
Take two.
Take two.
Out to Melner.
Melner reels that in.
And that one was absolutely perfect.
Tucci looking for Melner, but Blaze Sevier gets a hand in there.
Yeah, Blaze, good awareness. Sevier, yeah. Great awareness, great heads up to get that poach block there on the corner. An almost goal.
Banis picking up on the corner. Off the hands there of Jameson. Gonna give Utah Wild the disc just outside of the red zone. Bell picks up. Looks upline to Hawkmuth. Looks like there's a timeout called.
Utah Wild coaches from the sideline call a timeout, which is kind of too bad because they just punched it in, but good to secure it. I know Sevier was there again hunting for that poach block, so very scary.
And as they're doing that, we just want to take another moment to shout out one of our partners, Women's Wilderness. Women's Wilderness is a socially just and environmentally sustainable society whose mission is to create space for girls, women, and non-binary people of all ages and backgrounds to find their place, their voice, and their power in the outdoors. Very Colorado.
Very Colorado. Come hike with us.
Well, this is going to be a big goal opportunity here for the Utah Wild. Try and keep themselves in this game.
It's a very small space to work with, although they're a little further back when the timeout was called. Yeah, you don't want it to be too small of a space because then it feels very stifling. There's not a lot of space to throw to, but I think they're in a good position to run some in-zone offense. And I love to see Bell picking up. And I'm trying to determine if I'm seeing some other personnel changes. Definitely a couple on the Alpenglow side.
Bell to Terpstra. Terpstra still trapped on that sideline. Who puts it out into space, and oh my goodness, what a grab there.
Yeah, Melner with a second great grab of the point. That was great awareness. It looked like a couple of fakes got the Alpenglow defenders in the wrong spot, and Melner takes advantage, sees the opportunity, And great job. And I think that was a little bit of a bailout throw, but
Yeah, I was going to say, it felt like kind of
Hey.
a high stall count, but it worked.
whatever works, you know? Let's see that again.
Love that bidding grab there from Terpstra. A slide to maintain possession.
Very, very good patience from Terpstra, and also awareness and quick decision making. Sometimes like the quick decision making is the hardest part. Let's see, and we're gonna see another Utah Wild defensive point here. Colorado Alpenglow are up 10-5 with just over 4 minutes left in this second quarter.
Looks like Nelson is going to field. Quickly hits Hecht to McCarthy. McCarthy finds Pellegrini.
Ooh, sneaks one just
I know, I
by-
thought Francis was going to get a hand on that for sure. Bransford reels that in. A nice clean hold for the Alpenglow offense.
Very efficient. It looks like each Alpenglow player was coming out of the stack just being aware of who was poached and taking advantage. Very, very smart brain play. And Rose Bransford out there just making it look so easy.
Yeah, Rose Bransford, I believe, has 4 goals in this game.
And a huge smile on her face, too. Maybe we can see some variety in the celebrations with the disc. Maybe some spikes.
The Apex amplifiers doing their thing. Do you think those get heavy to hold?
Yes, I do.
Gotta be strong. So many athletes out here, on the field and in the stands. Ooh, yeah. O'Connor's in.
Love to see it. Definitely like a winning vibe coming from Alpenglow. I see Nelson doing some crazy moves on the sideline. What is that?
Also, I know we gave a shout out to Coach Nicole, but also a shout out to Coach Ari Nelson and Coach Hecht, who were also both at high school states today.
And you as well, of course.
And me as well. And of course,
You can't really give yourself a
Coach
shout out.
Thomas. But all he does is coach. Anyway, we are back. Bell now with the disc on the sideline for the Utah Wild. And a stall called. Looks like a contested stall. Observer coming over to chat about it.
And that is upheld by the observer to say, yep, stalled out there.
O'Connor picking up the disc for the Alpenglow on the sideline here.
A little bit of a horizontal stack look. Nice inside break to get it off the line and get it over to the high side.
Hahn now with the disc.
A little bit of chaos downfield, some cutting each other off, but looks like they've cleaned it up in that vert stack again.
Hahn playing center handler here, finding Jameson. Jameson upfield to Andre. Blaze calling for it, but Andre looking to center with Black and picked off by McClurkin.
Yeah, that one just popped up a little in the wind, and Black only got like 2 or 3 pizza boxes there.
Bell putting it out, looking for Melner, I believe, again.
Melner's definitely this designated deep receiver for this Utah team. They are looking for her every time.
And not going to work out this time. And a break chance for the Alpenglow.
Got a couple players in isolation here. Great defense from Bell there, shutting down the first cut.
Black swings out to Blaze Sevier. Centering to O'Connor, looking downfield. Blaze runs that down into space. A couple different Alpenglow players there looking for that disc.
And it looks like a call from the Alpenglow coach sideline.
Taking another timeout.
They weren't getting a lot of movement forward very quickly, so understandable. Want to give them a break, actually, also after a couple of turns. So we will also take a break with just under 2 minutes left in this quarter.
Yeah, it's been an exciting quarter so far. And while they're doing that, want to just give recognition to another one of our partners, the Alana Faith Chen Foundation. The Alana Faith Chen Foundation works to ensure LGBTQ+ people at risk of suicide have access to the mental health treatments and therapy they need. The annual Run for Alana takes place on June 7th at Sloan's Lake. Come support this great cause.
And if you are not in Colorado on June 6th, you can run from where you are. Support the foundation. Why not?
Why not indeed?
Even the coaches are bopping their heads over here. I love it. You just can't help it.
We've got some fun signs out there. That big head out there is for Carissa Lee, I believe, who is a local playing on Utah Wild this year.
That's right. Shout out to our locals. And speaking of, we've got some new personnel on the field.
Looks like QB Ari Nelson out and ready to field this for the Alpenglow.
And a little bit of a zone or brackety defensive look here.
Oh my goodness. And again, great toes from McCarthy, who then puts it out looking for Slev, who reels that in. And once again, Bunderson in that space, making that grab so difficult for the Alpenglow.
Really, really perfect throw from McCarthy. So good on both sides of the disc. Is there anybody better at making an amazing play at catching the disc and then throwing just the calmest, most beautifully shaped throw downfield? I don't know that there's anybody better at it.
Great toes, and yeah, just the perfect angle, because anything less and Bunderson gets a hand on that.
I'm kind of surprised Nelson didn't put that, but I think maybe the cut was just still starting to develop. And Nelson is so hyped for McCarthy
so
there.
hyped for McCarthy. And the Colorado Alpenglow are up 12. Utah Wild with 5, just under 2 minutes. Shout out Coach Thomas Eccles. Like I said, he was at States earlier today. Just hours and hours of coaching. That's how you get so good. Practice, practice, practice.
And how you get your steps in, I presume. Shout out to all the coaches who are volunteers. Couldn't do without ya.
Excited to see this look here from Utah Wild. Terpstra with the disc.
Ooh, sneaks one in to Melner there in the middle of the stack.
McClurkin now with the disc for the Wild. To Melner. Melner on the sideline. And looking for Terpstra, but Havel picks that off. Great field awareness from Havel.
That's right. Absolutely great field awareness. Stuck on the sideline right now.
But Havel didn't have a mark for a little bit, Took her time there. Love to see it. O'Connor now with the disc.
Oh, I'm surprised that one didn't go up. We got a backhand mark on and Bristle of Voice streaking deep. But O'Connor really, really concerned about possession, I suppose, and they swing it all the way to the far side.
Stockdale now to Ito. Ito on the sideline. Upline to Stockdale. Stockdale with another upline to Vlack. Vlack putting it out, who has Lavoie in space, who reels that in for a goal.
Great work through a little bit of chaotic cutting there. Very impressive. And great heads up D by Nicole Havel there.
Yeah, player to watch, Nicole Havel.
It's tough when you're just telegraphing a little bit. You kind of don't have some options when you have the mark around like that. And so it's hard to see past that narrow zoomed in. Oh, my player is open there.
And I love that throw to space from Black there.
That's
perfect angle.
That's how you get around that, right? You just throw a super bladey flick to the person instead.
Who's wide open.
We've got about 25 seconds left in this first half. So we'll definitely get a full possession out of Utah Wild. And once the clock runs out, we will be done with the half, but we will play through any possession that there still is on the field. I don't know if I said that very well.
We'll figure it out as we go along, It'll be clear. It'll be made clear.
It will be made clear in time.
Looks like Davis fields that.
Not used to seeing Davis in the handler space, but I love the change-up of looks.
Leary now with the disc to Davis. Oh, and Alex Guy almost getting a hand on that, but Francis finding Bunderson, and that is the end of this half. Bunderson putting it out, looking for Williams.
Oh, and just
Gets
off
it for
the
just a
hands.
second, but not able to maintain possession. And that is the end of our first half.
That was great pressure from Pellegrini. I want to shout that out before we wrap up and take a break. Like, very, very great defense to pressure that. Otherwise, Williams has that no problem, and that's a goal for the Wild.
And the Alpenglow are up 13 to the Utah Wild with 5, and we will be back for the second half in just a few minutes.
Combat Candy is for everyone who trains hard and deserves better than choking down powder. 5 grams of science-backed creatine and a gummy that turns supplement routine into something to look forward to. Just because your workout is serious business doesn't mean your creatine supplement needs to be. Combat Candy. Making strength frickin' delicious. Try it at combatcandies.com.
It's a goal!
Creatine is only for extreme athletes who eat dominance.
Actually, let's skip that part. Combat Candy is for everyone who trains hard and deserves better than choking down powder. 5 grams of science-backed creatine and a gummy that turns supplement routine into something to look forward to. Just because your workout is serious business doesn't mean your creatine supplement needs to be. Combat Candy. Making strength frickin' delicious. Try it at combatcandies.com.
Down in the car, one time give it all, bust it open hard, let me see you drop. Get down in the car, one time give it all, bust it open hard, let me see you drop. I fucked up this hustle, baby, we hustle, but the oh my. One more time, they fly. Know that they ride or die.
Planning your club season? Come to Ski Town, August 15th and 16th in Salt Lake City. There will be a women's, mixed, and open division. We are now accepting bids, and scan the QR code on the screen or email skitownclassic@gmail.com for more information. We'll see you at Ski Town.
It is championship weekend in the Western Ultimate League.
Covered and grabbed. It's Yen. Oh, what a grab. And oh my God.
Grab from Chung. And
Throws Chip Chang launches to Stetmeyer for a goal.
And a blazing
Into the end zone, and it's a layout grab.
Up for Melnick.
Wow! Oh my goodness, Leah. That was a dime ball.
And we are back. Wow, what an amazing first half of Ultimate. Some absolutely amazing plays. I would say especially defensively. What about you, E?
Especially defensively, I've been so impressed with the play.
And let's just take a quick look at all those great defensive highlights that we saw.
Say less. Yeah, this is your TLDR from the first half. Couple O looks. Some very, very nice grabs on the sideline from both teams. Great awareness.
Bunderson almost getting their hand on so many discs.
And just some good clean O there. And the away looks have been really, really magical in the second quarter.
Really working out.
Feels so good. So hard to defend those.
It's a fun shot from Banis.
And then the great toe from McCarthy into a beautiful, beautiful huck to Sarah Levin. When am I going to see some of these run-through Ds, layout Ds?
I mean, we're saving them to the end. It's a surprise for all of us. I love it.
Ooh, yeah.
Love that space throw from Black to Lavoie.
And I'm loving these drone shots.
I was thinking the same thing.
Hopefully you all who are tuning in are also really enjoying the drone shots. We don't always have those. Up to the game for the doubleheader.
And we're going to take just a couple more minutes here as these teams are getting set, but we will be back in just a few to finish out this second half.
See you then.
It is championship weekend in the Western Ultimate League.
Covered and grabbed. It's Yen. Oh, what a grab. And oh my God.
Grab from Chung.
Throws Chip Chang launches to Stetmeyer for a goal.
into the end zone, and it's a layout grab.
Up for Milner.
Wow! Oh my goodness, Leah. That was a dime ball.
And we are back just a few short seconds until these teams start to take the field again. Wow, what a first half. Colorado Alpenglow up 13, Utah Wild with 5, but I mean this so genuinely. This is a much tighter game than the score is currently showing.
Yeah, I think Alpenglow shouldn't get too comfortable. I think it's pretty clear that they are going to take the W today, but they cannot let off the gas because otherwise Utah Wild is going to climb their way back into this.
Some amazing highlight moments from both teams already to start. You know, the sun is starting to kind of go down. We have some beautiful lighting, a little bit of a no Alpenglow because there are no mountains, but the carpet exchange out there is looking great.
Yeah, we're getting a glow on the carpet exchange across the street. You're welcome for the free ad space. Guess who's pulling for the Colorado Alpenglow?
Well, it's none other than Maggie O'Connor. McClurkin fielding, finds Bell for the Utah Wild.
A little bit of poachy off this handler set.
Hawkmouth to Davis. Davis finding Bell in the reset space. Back to Davis. Davis looking for Hawkmouth, who's gone downfield. And wow, Ito with a bit of an intimidation D.
That's right. I think Ito said, ooh, I don't quite have the positioning. Maybe if I swing at it.
And off the hands of Banis, going to give the Utah Wild this just on the doorstep. Bell picking up.
I thought she might have had that on the second attempt.
And wow, great grab there from McClurkin.
Yeah, I think that might have been meant for Davis, but great heads up from McClurkin. Said, nope, this one's for me. And that was a quick, fast break. And the point for Utah Wild, just out of half. It's got to feel good.
Yeah, fast hold for the Utah Wild there.
Some rested legs helps.
A little bit of a miscue there from the Dolphins for the Alpenglow. Gives the Wild that disc back just on their doorstep, and they take advantage of it.
Mm-hmm. And that's a tough spot to do that right on that goal line. And you know what? Sometimes Huck and play D works, so maybe that was what was in the cards all along.
Bunderson with the pull here for the Utah Wild. Oh my goodness.
Gorgeous pull.
What a good pull. Fielded by Hecht. Finds Nelson downfield. Nelson to McCarthy. McCarthy looking. Resets with an around to Nelson, but stall called.
Stall called by Bunderson. Looks like McCarthy is signaling that she got it off, so it's a contested stall. And the observer comes in and says, nope, no stall. Disc stays with Nelson. Thank you, observers. You all are the best. Hardest job on the field.
Nelson resets to Dixon.
Good footwork from Dixon.
A low ball looking for McCarthy. Gonna give the Utah Wild an opportunity to get a break. Bunderson with the disc. Bunderson putting it out, looking for Brennan, but unable to reel that in.
I like the look. Brennan had space on that side, but yeah, the trailing edge right does not work out. But again, maybe Huck can play D.
Colorado offense with the disc back. Hecht picks up.
Really great D from Francis there on Thorpe.
And a slide there from Slev, unable to maintain possession. A break chance for the Utah Wild just outside of their end zone. Bunderson with the disc. Swings out and reels that in. And Lee finds Bunderson. Bunderson putting it out, but a bit of a miscue.
Yeah, that cut had not quite developed. I love that look, the cut to the cone and then cut back for the inside, but it just hadn't fully developed to give a good window for that inside look. Not to mention the miscue. And Alpenglow has another chance to work it all the way up.
But we're seeing some great defense from the Wild. They're hoping to maintain in this spot, but Dixon with the disc now. Around to Nelson.
They're really shutting down Abby Thorpe here. I'm really impressed with that under defense, but the risk in that is that.
And Abby gets that, but Shelke has signaled a foul down there, so the disc will come back to Nelson. Nelson yells, before the throw.
Oh, okay, great. I'm glad you understood what they were saying because I did not. I was like, are they calling a play or something? Okay, before the throw. So players are going to reset from where the throw went off since the foul was on the throw.
Good talk there from Nelson. Nelson finds Thorpe, but wow, Tucci right in that space. Thorpe putting it out, looking for McCarthy. Bunderson in the area, and Bunderson wins this matchup.
Almost with the second attempt as well. Great heads-up play from McCarthy, but Bunderson gets the best of her this time.
Lee now with the disc. You can hear the fans going wild for that local, Carissa Lee. Every time she catches and throws. Love that.
Dedicated, I'd say.
Tucci with the disc finds Bunderson.
On this sideline here and just
off the hands of Shelke there, unfortunately.
Oh, that's so frustrating. Yeah, I understand.
Nelson ripping one, looking for Thorpe, who runs that down despite the fact that it was blading away, and then Thorpe to Bransford for the score.
It was blading away, but honestly, great throw to space. And then Thorpe's like, I can also be very composed after making a great grab, and puts a beautiful one out for Bransford. I want to shout out Rose Bransford for always trusting that her teammates are going to catch it and setting up that next continue cut. It's so, so important to not watch the disc, even though it's like, obviously we want to, right?
Yeah, that's all I'm doing.
That's all we're doing. That's all you're doing on your couch. But yeah, I got to tune in and run downfield, and then you get the goal.
Love to see it. And again, another goal for Rose Bransford there, taking her to, I believe, 5 of the 14 Alpenglow goals have been caught by Rose.
Very impressive. Bransford's, searching for maybe a player of the week. We'll keep an eye out on the newsletter.
Follow the polls on Instagram. All right, Utah Wild here with the disc.
Ooh, love that grab from Terpstra there through a little bit of traffic.
Terpstra finding Hawkmouth. Back to Terpstra.
The opportunities downfield aren't quite working, but the handlers are maintaining possession very well.
Hawkmouth with power position, looking for Melner. Just outside of Melner's speed zone there.
Which is saying a lot, because Melner is very fast. There's definitely a reason that they are putting it out to her deep every time. Looks like O'Connor's directing a little traffic here for this split stack. Great grab by Hahn.
Hahn reels that in despite a lot of traffic in that space. O'Connor inside, and wow, past 2 Alpenglow players.
I think just Hawkmouth got in the way of the read of that disc.
Yeah, the intimidation D there.
Whatever works, you know?
And wow, great grab from Melner, who finds Terpstra. Back to Melner, tries to hop it in, not quite there. She'll take it just outside of the end zone. But that is a goal. A great run there from Davis for the score.
Yeah, great heads-up awareness, quick feet movement in that small space. And that was a great point from the Utah Wild.
Love to see it. We've got just about 5 minutes or so left in this third quarter. Alpenglow are up 14, Utah Wild with 7 right now. Take a look at this play real quick.
Just caught it too early. Otherwise would have been Melner with the goal, but beautiful lefty flick there.
Excited to see this Alpenglow O-line come down.
We haven't seen a ton of it this game. So, yeah, I love to see the O-line cook. Although, certainly missing Molly Waringa today. We saw her on the PT bench, unfortunately out for this game. But the Cutters have subbed in nicely for the handler set. They've really had a lot of variety too. Abby Thorpe fielding that pull.
Yep. And the Alpenglow already at it, moving downfield. Hecht with the disc. Finds Nelson up line. Nelson in power position, puts one out, has 2 Alpenglow players in the area, and it is Pellegrini who is going to come down with that for the Glow.
Glad to see her come down with that goal. She had the most open deep cut, but the person with the disc did not have it in a good position and had a very strong mark. So didn't get it, comes back under, and then makes another beautiful, beautiful deep cut. And then we get to see it. And a little bit of got roofed celebration there. Let's see that again. Oh, you know it's coming from Nelson, especially with all that momentum. McCarthy's like, yep, I got your back. And good positioning from both of those Wild players there. But Pellegrini just very good in the air.
Yeah, great hands there from Pellegrini. O'Connor here with the pull for the Alpenglow. Bell is going to field, finding Terpstra. Out into space, O'Connor coming and challenging that disc, going to give the Alpenglow a break chance. Lavoie picks up, finds Havel downfield.
Havel looks off the hammer.
Boo, Havel. Off the hands of Black. Looks like a stall called. Not a lot of spin on that disc from Havel there, but again, just a high stall throw, I think.
I also would not be surprised if the sun had an effect here. I don't know if you all can tell from the shadows, but the sun is coming in hot from that corner. Definitely difficult to see in this golden hour.
Wild picking up now. Hawkmouth with the disc. Hawkmouth putting it out, looking for, I believe, Castique Williams, but sails a little bit out of bounds there.
Yeah, not quite the release point I don't think that they wanted. But certainly a good idea to try to get it off that goal line.
O'Connor going to pick up on the sideline for the Glow. Beautiful inside to Black.
That lefty backhand is so effective off that sideline.
Stockdale looking for Lavoie there. Going to sail just past Lavoie and give the Utah Wild the disc back. Bell picks up.
A little bit of scrunched vert stack here from Utah Wild. I love the cut off the front.
And again, looking for Melner. Havel in the space, and Havel gets the D.
I feel like Havel might have baited that a little bit. Said, I know that this is coming to Melner. See the disc go up and then just put it in 6th gear there. Great D from Havel.
Break chance for the Alpenglow. O'Connor picks up. Great around throw to Vlack. Finds Havel. Back to O'Connor. O'Connor putting one out, looking for Ito. Great read from Ito there, who finds Lavoie.
Really, really spectacular read with that disc trailing. away to the sideline. Honestly, I thought she was going for the box out, but it might have just been to try to read it.
I thought it was going to be a little short. I feel like the wind kind of kept that going a little bit there.
It's nice out here. You can just put all the juice on it, put all the sauce on it. And great awareness. And again, trust from Bristol Lavoie that Ito's going to reel that one in. I think that's two really, really beautiful deep connections from O'Connor to Ito this game so far.
Love that.
And then, of course, there's always the Nelson to McCarthy connection. We've got a D-line back out here. A little bit of change of personnel.
Just about 2.5 minutes left in this third quarter. Alpenglow are up with 16. Utah Wild with 7. The sun is starting to go down, but the level of play is not.
Love that. And inbounds, rolls out just at the 50-yard line there.
Bunderson picking up to Terpstra.
Looks like there's a pick in the stack. Not involved with the play, but those players are going to catch up while Terpstra holds the disc. Observers checking in.
Terpstra to Williams.
Still on the sideline here.
Love that high release from Williams.
It's nice to be tall.
Wachtel to Terpstra. Terpstra putting it out. Several Wild players in the area, but Banas is going to come down and get that D for the Alpenglow.
I see what she saw, but I think that just popped up a little bit.
A break chance for the Glow. Banas puts it out looking for Dixon, who does read that very well. Very hard grab, unable to reel that in. But nothing fires up Dixon like a dropped disc.
A missed opportunity.
A missed opportunity.
Yeah, it's so true.
But wow, out to space and a great run there from the Utah Wild. That is a goal.
Beautiful throw. Really great leading pass with Flack on her back there. I believe that was Noya, number 38.
Love that.
With the stat. And the Utah now with 8. Colorado, Alpenglow with 16. We've got a short minute left in this quarter, Q3 here. I think we could get a possession or two out of it. Point or two out of it, maybe.
Absolutely. When you say it, like, what? Someone should, keep track at home. And
how
just
many times we say absolutely?
I think, yeah, I'm probably like 45 or 50.
I mean, we're just speaking truth, so we're just each other's hype women,
yeah. And the Alpenglow are off with this O-line look. Nelson putting it out to Bransford, who finds Pellegrini downfield.
Beautiful system work here from the Colorado Alpenglow.
A little bit of double cutting, but finds Thorpe to Bransford.
Definitely very appealing to throw to McCarthy there, but
Slev to McCarthy.
And perfect timing on that cut from McCarthy there to the cone.
Nice clean hold there from the Alpenglow.
And 36 seconds left. So we will see Utah Wild O-line out here. Give them a chance to grab another one before we close out the third quarter.
And super quick, while they're getting on the line, let's highlight one of our partners, Jackson Photo. Colorado Alpenglow would like to thank Jackson Photo, the official photographer of the Colorado Alpenglow Ultimate Team.
Thank you, Jackson Photo, for all the beautiful shots. Check out all these teams on Instagram to see them.
So true. Excited to see this potentially the last look here for this third quarter. We've got O'Connor pulling for the Alpenglow.
I need the camera to zoom in on Alex Guy here, looking so swaggy in those shades.
Nice. The sun is weird. It's going down. Weird angles are hitting the field.
That one lands in, so they'll take it from the sideline here. Great mark from Bristol Lavoie. Wow.
Terpstra picking up and throwing into a bit of traffic. Going to give the Alpenglow a break chance.
Kind of looked like a little bit of panic and not trusting the system, and a few too many players coming into that space.
Lavoie to Stockdale, despite McClurkin right on Stockdale's back.
Yeah, very good pressure.
Stockdale putting it out, and Blaze is really fast, so that worked.
Definitely a high stall hook attempt to Sevier, or maybe just put out to space, but Sevier's heads up for it.
And final possession there, just off of the hands of Sevier. Not able to get that goal, but they did get the D. And they are now up. Colorado Alpenglow has 17, Utah Wild with 8, and we have just one more quarter to go.
Darn.
We'll be back in just a few minutes to watch this final 12 minutes of fun. We'll be right back. Just one more quarter here in our final home game of the Alpenglow season. And of course, we couldn't do it without our wonderful partners, Grassroots Ultimate being one of them. Grassroots Ultimate is an ultimate nonprofit based in Boulder and the surrounding area. They sponsor great programs for youth and adults all year round. Visit the Grassroots Ultimate page on Facebook for more information.
Shout out Grassroots. And we're back. Got players on the line.
We're in good spirits out there, it looks like. Again, this has been a fantastic ball game. Alpenglow are up by quite a few with 17. Utah Wild have 8. But again, it has not felt like a huge lead at all. Every single point has been a grind for both teams. Some amazing plays from everyone. Bunderson with some absolutely fire Ds and some amazing pulls all game. Excited to see Bunderson coming out with a pull for this last quarter.
And I think the coach has got to be saying, one more quarter, 12 more minutes, like leave it on the field, leave everything out here. Nothing left to lose.
Excited to get a look at this Alpenglow O-line again.
We're getting a little bit of wind here in the fourth quarter.
Yes, but that doesn't stop a great pull from Bunderson. Hecht fielding, finds Nelson. Hecht inside to Dixon. Dixon finding Thorpe. Thorpe to McCarthy. McCarthy pointing to where she wants Bransford to go, and Bransford does just that.
And reads it really well in the wind. Because I don't know that maybe that was
exactly the shape
exactly the shape. But, I mean, yeah, but how do you point that shape with your finger? So maybe, who knows? Great read by Rose Bransford, who is a queen of goals this game.
Here's a look at that great inside break. Sails just a little bit, but Rose reads it like a champ.
And a huge smile on McCarthy's face. Oh, there you can see the flags.
Get a little bit of wind. It's getting a little windy here.
And it's never really a true wind in Colorado. It's always a little swirly out here, especially in the
at
spring.
Stadium also.
Yeah, in the stadium as well. Got a big building on one side and a highway on the other, so it doesn't make for the best conditions.
O'Connor with the pull for the Alpenglow.
Great set of pulls here, all basically landing in that same spot, which is interesting.
And the Utah Wild handlers quickly moving this disc. Hawkmouth now on the sideline.
It's looking a little bit more like a real zone look, like a cup, basically. And they say you can have it even closer on the sideline if you want.
Terpstra to Hawkmouth. Is able to break through the cup.
Not downfield yet, but it looks like they've got some cutters back to help out.
And now they are moving through. Davis with the disc.
Very, very smart, safe play from Davis there. Had Finnegan deep and pretty open, but with the wind how it is, can't really trust the throws that you normally have. And then in here we had a little bit of a collision coming through. Unfortunately, it was her own player that got in the way. And so it is a turnover.
So Glow with the disc here and a break chance. Vlack to O'Connor.
Sevier begging for them to swing it to her.
Great read there from O'Connor to maintain possession for the Alpenglow. Alex Guy and her glasses with the disc. To Banis. Finds Andre. Andre putting it out. Looking for Sevier. Again, probably not quite the angle she was hoping for on that disc.
Yeah, I'd guess not. Yeah, that one came out pretty blady. Certainly due to the wind. And Sevier can run down most things and read most things, but uncatchable there. So Utah Wild with another chance.
McClurkin picking up. Finds Hawkmouth. And Blaze with the D. Holding on to it. Quite impressive. Finds Vlack, who hits O'Connor. Alpenglow using the whole width of the field. Vlack to Sevier.
Sevier really wanted that goal.
Not quite
Tries
in.
to toe it in.
And Sevier gets that goal.
Nice bump and cut. Hard to stop that momentum. Great point from Sevier and bookends.
Yeah, love to see it.
And a lot of love for the fans out there. That was quite the D. I hope we have a good camera angle on that because, wow, that layout run through D.
Here that
and
is. Wow.
Catch holds on to it as if she was bidding on offense. Who does that?
And then just going to work to make sure she gets that goal.
All right, and Alpenglow with another opportunity on D. Utah Wild, pretty similar O-line out here, giving them another chance.
Just under 9 minutes left.
Yep.
In this final quarter. Both teams working really hard. Looks like Hecht is going to take this pull. That's fun. Not sure we've had a Hecht pull in a while.
No, not in a while. Well done.
And the Utah Wild out and running it, finding Bell downfield.
I like the idea to put Bell as that primary cutter.
Terpstra now on the sideline. Terpstra looking inside, finds Williams despite Pellegrini right in that space. Melner putting it out into space, looking for Davis. And Ito gets a hand on it and gets the D.
Great ups from Ito. I wasn't sure about that one. I should never have doubted her. She just comes in and swipes it out of the air.
And a break chance for the Alpenglow, though they'll have to work it all the way down the field. Great inside look. Unfortunately, no one there for the Alpenglow. Utah Wild is going to get the disc back. Bell picks up. Fun high release break to find Terpstra, who, oh my goodness, despite a very, very tight Nicole Havel, Abby Davis gets that goal.
Yeah, great grab under pressure. That was a great connection with the thrower to know that that was coming on the around side. Well done.
Amazing grab under such tight pressure. Again, I bet Havel even touched that disc.
Oh, yeah.
She was right there.
But Abby Davis is so athletic and such a grinder, and really like one of those people that you watch play and you're like, wow, this person is so competitive and like would do anything to catch the frisbee, you know? It's a rare trait, I feel like.
Yeah, we'd love to see that grind out on the field for sure.
The competitive spirit.
Bunderson pulling for the Utah Wild.
Oh, we got a flick pull.
And going for a bit of a roller, going to be a little bit short. Give the Alpenglow offense kind of a short field to work with. QB Ari Nelson picking up the disc.
Looks like the Utah Wild is setting a little bit of a zone look here. And unfortunately, Abby Thorpe just towed it in, but on the line. And that's a turnover. So that was a weird strategy, but it seemed to work.
Break chance here for the Utah Wild. Bunderson putting it out, looking for Francis. And oh my goodness, what a bid, but out of bounds.
That's so unfortunate because what an athletic play from Francis. I would have loved to see that stay in bounds, but the wind is really picking up here. So I'm not surprised. We're seeing some wild discs. Sarah Levin makes a great grab through traffic, but Nelson gets knocked and is at least taking a moment for an injury there. You can see our sideline, how windy it's gotten from everyone's hair blowing around. We've got signs blowing around.
Yeah, our papers up here in the booth.
They're flying around.
Flying around.
And that's Colorado Spring for you, everyone. I recommend visiting in summer. Looks like some discussion with the observers about the contact of the play, the foul call from Nelson. I'm not really sure what it changes, if anything, since Levin made a great grab there. Unfortunately, our mics on the observers today are not working.
Oh my goodness, look at those trees. They are blowing.
And we're back in play.
Great touch there from McCarthy.
I think we're going to see quite a bit more small ball the rest of this game. Wow, what a grab from Thorpe.
McCarthy now with the disc, looking for Slev downfield. Great read there to come under and grab that disc. And past a bidding Thorpe. Wild now with the disc.
On the tip of my tongue, I was just about to say, I think it might be harder to catch in the wind than throw, but I guess that's person dependent. It looks like the Utah Wild coaches call a timeout from the sideline. Try to take this opportunity in the last quarter. If you got them to burn them.
And wow, it is windy. Maybe they're taking a break to see if they can get rid of the wind real quick.
I mean, wait it out, why not?
But shout out to another one of our partners, Altitude Ultimate. Altitude Ultimate is your local 501c3 nonprofit, which has promoted ultimate opportunities throughout the Front Range for more than 20 years. From school leagues, the Cutthroat Youth Clubs, summer camps, and top-level tournaments, Altitude is your one-stop resource for local ultimate. Colorado Alpenglow thanks Altitude for all of its support throughout the season. Visit altitudeyouthultimate.org for more information.
Well, if you are at home on your couch right now, you can really, really be appreciating that at this moment. It has gotten very cold up here in the booth and out on the field. You can see the players are shivering since they wore their shorts and their t-shirts because it was 75 earlier.
Hopefully this wind dies down a little bit. We have just about 6 minutes left in this final quarter. We'd love to be able to see some of the great deep balls that we've seen all day today.
Yeah, it really does stifle that, doesn't it? I do love small ball, but I love variety as well.
Yeah, nice to have both options. Looks like Bunderson is going to be picking up the disc. We've had some personnel shift outs from the Utah Wild. Bunderson to Davis.
We're seeing a little bit more of that zone look from the Colorado Alpenglow. Understandable since it is so windy.
Terpstra putting it out, looking for Bunderson. I think Bunderson had the space, but the disc, I don't know why, would sail out of bounds. I can't think of any reason.
Honestly, like, great spot for both the cutter and thrower, but yeah, just unfortunately out of bounds by a few feet. So Banas will walk that up to where it went out and take it from the sideline. I think I would bet that this might end up being our longest point of the game.
Which says a lot considering what point 2 looked like.
And it looks like we've got a whistle and a timeout from the Alpenglow to match the other one this point from the Utah Wild.
And with just 5 or so minutes remaining, let's go ahead and give our final partner shout out for the 2026 season, and that is Leuwikas. Colorado Alpenglow would like to thank Leuwikas for hosting the post-game after party. 10% of all of the sales for the evening come back to the Alpenglow. So please join us at Leuwikas after the game. It's just 3 minutes away from the stadium. Might be slightly farther from your couch if you're watching the game.
How convenient, though, for us to go enjoy dinner after this and maybe a little margarita to celebrate the end of our home game run. This is our 4th home game announcing and our last one.
Last one for the season. We're
gonna miss you all. You're going to miss us more, though, I'm sure.
Been an absolute delight, as always. And fun that in this double-header day, we had a bit of a split. The Salt Lake Shred won, and it looks like the Colorado Alpenglow are going to take this W.
It does seem that way. So, yeah, a little split there. I would love to see a mixed pro game and see who takes the W then.
I think that the Seattle teams do that. Seattle and Portland teams.
Oh, very fun.
So, we can steal that idea. Nelson putting one out. A little wind isn't going to stop the Nelson deep ball. Not quite going to work out, but Slav took a bit of a tumble there.
Gosh.
And don't worry, Waringa is not on the field, but she's still helping out, able to field that disc. Terpstra looking for Wachtel, but McCarthy coming down with it out of the traffic.
Really making everything a jump ball.
Wow, this is a wacky time to be playing frisbee.
Kind of one of the worst sports to play in the wind, honestly. This and maybe pickleball. But you know what? Lots of experience on the field. They're fighting through it.
Thorpe putting it up.
And the wind just carries it right back. Really can't throw more than 10 yards right now. Tough. The lower you go, the more it pops up.
Utah Wild putting it out. Bit of a huck and play D, a little bit look here from the Wild so far.
Yeah, unfortunately all these same third looks are landing out of bounds though.
Ari Nelson picking up the disc for the Alpenglow here.
Short field, so maybe they can make it happen.
Utah Wild really locked down defensively into that space. Nelson finds McCarthy.
That was kind of weird. The movement wasn't great, probably because everyone's taking away the cone cut, because that's pretty much all there is that's easy. But no doubt, Nelson sneaks one in, and Alpenglow secures that windy point. More on the upwind side, which actually seemed to be a little bit easier than the downwind.
Yeah, and also just want to shout out McCarthy for this game. I mean, obviously making amazing plays, some great toe touches to keep it in. And I think she has like 4 goals and like 3 or 4 assists this game. Absolutely wild. But not like the Utah Wild, you know?
No, same but different. And the score is Colorado 20, Utah 9, with 3.5 minutes left.
And that ball rolled a little bit past McClurkin. Oh, and unfortunately off of the hands of Bell there. Gonna give the Colorado Alpenglow a pretty short field for this break chance. Banis picking up. Banis to O'Connor for the break.
Wow, that was quick. It's always a lot easier with the short field to work with. And Alpenglow are still hyped up, still have the energy from this very long game.
You gotta stay hyped up to stay warm, you know?
That's a great point. And that's why she's the coach, folks. I'm excited to see this upwind pull from O'Connor. We haven't had a lot of like true upwind downwind this season. Well, obviously it's always a little bit windy here and in Seattle and in Utah, but yeah, we get a little bit of the magic.
Yep, an aggressive upwind downwind.
Aggressive
right
is the right word.
I feel personally victimized by this wind, and I'm up in the booth.
I mean, the windows are open. I'm cold. So snuggle up on your couches, folks.
But we're having fun out here, O'Connor, with the pull. And honestly, a pretty good pull for this wind. Oh, rolls back. That's not fair.
Yeah, there you go.
Good work, O'Connor.
O'Connor needed somebody else to do that. It's hard to run after your own pull. But Utah Wild with a pretty short field here. We got the zone defense look from the Alpenglow. And even just a short little pass just flies straight up.
Really sailing.
You don't put enough sauce on it.
Alpenglow here with a break chance. Banis putting it up. And wow, Ito gets it despite some contact from Havel.
I mean, when you're scrappy and you want it.
Yeah, I mean, right, with these, when the wind is being crazy, you're going to have some crazy plays to get the disc.
It's true, and both of them have just such a competitive spirit. All right, it looks like the observers are just talking about what the disc is coming in on, stall-wise. And we've resumed play. Ito's begging for a backhand. Please let me for a backhand.
O'Connor.
That's what I would be doing, so I'm assuming.
Black with the disc. Tries to put that around to Pellegrini. That's a turn. Gonna give Utah Wild the disc back. Hawkmith putting it out, looking for Bell.
It held there for longer than I expected, but yeah, you got to give it another like 2 seconds when you're going downwind there.
Black picking up for the Alpenglow. Just under 2 minutes remaining in this final quarter. Banis out to Stockdale.
Out of the scariest spot there, a few yards in front of their end zone now.
Black picks that up.
And just off the hands of Pellegrini. It's tough when it pops up in just such a short space.
Hawkmith picks up for the Wild.
Also looking for a backhand.
Great grab there from Bell.
Oh, and that one's down in the turf.
A low throw looking for Terpstra. Pellegrini Shoots it in a little hot to Black there, who can't maintain possession. Bell picks up the disc. Bell putting it out into space, has Melner just in the corner, and Melner reels that in for the Utah Wild.
Great read from Melner. Well done, and uses every inch of that end zone corner. And I mean, beautiful throw and catch. I was just about to say, not the cleanest, prettiest ultimate that you could have out here in this fourth quarter, but that was pretty nice.
And we've talked a lot about how we had some really fantastic defensive points today, and it was hard to pick which one should be our play of the game, but it's really got to go to this look here. Jones with a definitive layout D, second point in the game, really setting the stage for what this game was going to look like from both sides.
And first of two layout Ds that same point. Incredible play today.
Bunderson with the pull.
And again, not bad. We got to stop the roll,
though.
though.
No! Oh, Bunderson lays out to stop the roll.
Honestly worth it, though.
Hecht picks up.
Oh, and just a little miscue. I think Hecht thought McCarthy was going away, but that was an undercut. Scary spot there.
Leary putting it out.
Picked off by Nelson.
Picking off that disc, getting that D. Unfortunate turn there from the Alpenglow. Gonna give the Utah Wild a break chance.
And those of you who don't play Ultimate who are watching this now and thinking, oh, is it really that hard? Literally, when you are holding that disc in the flick grip and the wind is trying to rip the disc out of your hands, it is very difficult to throw in the wind.
Beautiful inside from Nelson, with Dixon then putting it to McCarthy for a score.
And great timing there from Dixon. Takes that beat and then throws, knowing she needs that extra second downwind. And another short field score by the Colorado Alpenglow, who are up 22-10.
And another goal for McCarthy.
Where are we at?
And let's take a look at Bunderson just continuing to do work, laying out to stop that roll on their own pull.
Who hasn't been there, you know?
It is windy, folks. You all couldn't tell because we're really smooth, but my papers went flying at me during that point.
No paper cuts, though. We're good. 22 seconds left in this quarter. We're about to wrap this up.
Oh, my goodness. What a season.
And I got to shout out my friend Lillian Bailey, who just brought me a jacket. Thank you so much.
It takes a village.
Excuse me for a moment.
And it looks like the Alpenglow are choosing strategically not to pull and to take a penalty instead.
Oh, darn.
Honestly, genius play.
Very, very smart strategy there. It is so fun to pull, though, but yeah.
Bell picks up. Alex Guy and her glasses come down with that D. Is it fair that the Alpenglow are playing with 8? Alex Guy and her glasses?
Honestly, the swag factor is off the charts. It fills up the room.
Timeout called by the Alpenglow staff.
Coaches had one, and Alex Guy was a little panicked there with the disc, so now they can bring in an O-line handler to try to get this done. What do you think? The wind's slightly less, barely less than it was a minute ago, so maybe they work it all the way up?
Maybe. I assume this will be our last possession if they can get off a single throw. We have just 9 seconds. We're adjusting our clock right now.
Honestly, if they make it up, I'd call it a Mother's Day miracle.
It's been fun. I think both teams are in great spirits, recognizing that the wind has definitely changed this game a lot from the very first quarter to this final quarter.
So true.
But, you know, it's been so great having the Utah community here with us, both the Salt Lake Shred and the Utah Wild. As you saw, we've got some Wild fans in the stands. And wow, just love the community, love the high spirits. See lots of smiles down on the field right now.
I'm smiling. I'd like to hear that band again. Where'd the band go?
They got too cold.
Oh, that's fair.
Nelson picking up the disc. Thorpe to Nelson.
Just trying to make the tiny throws even happen.
And Nelson strategically holds that possession and then rips it deep.
Said, we don't need to play anymore. That's enough. And that's the end of the game, folks.
Oh my goodness, Colorado Alpenglow with a definitive win, 22 to the Utah Wild with 10. But wow, what a game. Fantastic plays on both sides, and the boards are going flying. I'm not sure if you guys caught that in the picture, but wow. The camera guy is safe though, avoided contact.
Good. Yeah, we had a great time. We hope you did too, tuning in. And hopefully next time you can join us in person. But wow, what a great way to wrap up this home season.
Yeah, it's been great, and we are done here at the Pinnacle Athletic Complex. But hope to see the Alpenglow back at Championship Weekend, June 13th and 14th in Portland, Oregon. Thanks for coming out. We had a fantastic time, and we'll see you in 2027. I'm Emily Brixey.
And I'm Emily Hero.
No relation. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
It is championship weekend in the Western Ultimate League.
Covered and grabbed. It's Yen. Oh, what a grab! And oh my God!
Grab from Chung.
After Chip Chang launches to Stetmeyer for a goal.
And a blazing
To the end
Sevier.
zone, and it's a layout grab.
Up for Melnick.
Wow! Oh my goodness, Leah. That was a dime.